Evelina Crochets. This is episode 6, celebrating the month of March with National Crochet Month and Women's History Month. Hello to new and returning viewers. This podcast is about crocheting, having fun, and playing with yarn. Before we get started, I would like to just pay tribute to a few women that have made my crocheting possible. To my godmother, who taught me how to crochet, and to my grandmother and mother, who continue to crochet and support me in my crocheting. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for those 3 ladies in my life. So I want to pay tribute to them. Thank you. So let's get started. What am I wearing? I am wearing my oversized burnt orange sweater that is made with single and double crochet, and it's created in this K&C yarn that I've showed in previous videos. I just love the yarn and wanted to create a sweater that was simple but still elegant so that you could see the gold strands through the yarn. So hopefully you can see the strands in the yarn, and I'll post a picture so that you can see the sweater closer up. But creating the sweater, I wanted more elegance to it, and I had purchased some yarn from Ice Yarns, and I wanted to add a little fur to it. So I used this yarn, Panda from Ice Yarns, and added it around the collar of the sweater, just to give it a little bit more elegance. You can wear this sweater with jeans, leggings, by itself with a pair of tights or stockings for an evening out. So these are the 2 yarns together. As you can see, it's a close match to the colors. One slightly darker than the other. And I just love the way the sweater came out. I'm wearing my burnt orange oversized sweater made in single and double crochet. The bottom band is made with rows of ridges, and the collar is made with fur yarn. One last note, with this sweater, the yarn calls for a J-hook, but because the yarn goes from thin to thick in different pieces, the J-hook kept snagging the yarn, and it was difficult to crochet with. So what I decided to do was use a K-hook, and that worked much better, and it moved much faster, and the yarn did not get snagged when I was crocheting. I love this yarn so much and love the way the polar spun worked together. I created a pair of mittens to go with the sweater. I used a 4-ply acrylic yarn and used the K&C yarn in the middle, and then trimmed it with the fur yarn at the bottom. So I'm going to put them on so that you can see. So I think I can get a couple of more days before the weather changes, but I just love the way they work together. The second item I completed was this little tank top from leftover yarns from my cardigan featured in episode 4. I wanted to use up the cafe latte yarn in peach sherbet because I loved it so much. What I did in the front, I created a shell stitch, as you can see, and used that as the pattern, and then surrounded with leftover yarns of the variegated yarn and added some additional acrylic yarn because I ran out of the latte yarn, just to change up the style just slightly from the cardigan. I am wearing my Mojave latte sweater from episode 4. I love the latte yarn so much that I made a matching top, and here's the top. I love the way the top came out. The next item that I completed was from the month-to-month dishcloth. So each month I will do the 2 designs. So in this month, they had the lamb with the leprechaun hat. But I changed the colors up a little bit, and I did the lamb in a variegated yarn, as you can see here, and added the tan color for the face and the feet. And then for the leprechaun hat, I used the maroon trimmed in orange with the same variegated yarn that I did for the lamb. For Women's History Month, I wanted to honor 2 women. I chose Kamala Harris because she was the first female vice president, and Michelle Obama because she was the first African American First Lady, and I love her campaign of Let's Move. Her Let's Move campaign encouraged healthy families in exercising for children and making sure that there was healthy food, fruits and vegetables in schools and in neighborhood supermarkets and grocery stores. So the way I could honor these 2 women in my crocheting was to choose the colors that they wore for their inauguration. VP Harris wore purple and Michelle Obama wore maroon. So we're going to start with me crocheting in purple. So let's get started with these colors. So I went in my stash and I found various purples, and then I also bought a purple. This Craft Smart 4-ply acrylic yarn. And this is what I created in purple. I created a little square which I will turn into a pillow. I surrounded it in the Craft Smart purple after crocheting with various fur yarns and acrylic yarns. The next thing I want to show you is this purple dress that I crocheted. I used various shades of purple to create this dress. I used Lion Brand's Cottonese cotton yarn, ZZ Twist, and Rewind tape yarn, and alternated the different yarns throughout the dress. The neck, arm, and bottom band are created with different yarns. I will post a picture here so that you can see the front and the back. I love the color that Michelle Obama wore, and I decided that I would go through my stash and purchase some yarns in that color. What I found was various shades of maroon in my stash that I incorporated in this scarf. As you can see, it has acrylic yarn, it has fuzzy yarn, it has cotton yarn, it has boucle, and I will post a picture here. It's not quite finished yet because I need to do a border around the scarf. And I also put a little tapestry crochet so you can see the various shades of maroon. I was happy with the way this turned out. Next item I decided to create was from this book, Crochet Red, which promotes women's healthy heart. And I thought it was fitting because it goes along with Michelle Obama's initiative to promote healthy moving and healthy eating. So the design that I chose from here was the woven cardigan. And this cardigan was created by Cornelia Toole Hamilton. And here's another photo of the design. And this is the diagram for the design. The design is created with a left side and a right side. Part of the front and the back, and the sleeve is one side. And then you complete that, and then you go to the other side to complete it. The yarn that I chose to use was this K&C yarn and this plush K&C yarn. And I wanted to trim it in the fur yarn, which goes from various shades of light pink to a dark purple with maroon included in it. So I started with the sweater and one ball of this creates this much of the cardigan. So I have 4 of these in total, which 2 will create one side, the front and back of the cardigan, and then the other 2 bows will create the other side. And then I will add this as a trim around the cardigan for the bottom and the sleeves, and then trim this around the neck. So now I will show you some of the yarns that I purchased in those color schemes. The first one is this purple maroon 100% shepherd's wool yarn. I just love this yarn. It's soft, it's easy to work with and combine colors with. The next one that I received, which was a surprise because I belong to the BZ Peach Yarn Club, is this 100% Pima cotton in purple and black. I didn't get a chance to use it for this video, but I will show you in a later video. Next one is by the Fuzzy Bunny, and it's a mixture with the maroon of yellows and orange. It's nice and soft. And one last yarn that I purchased is from Karen Cakes, which has maroon in it. It has maroon, orange, and yellow. So it has similar colors to this, but this one adds blue and gray. I just love those colors together. So I can't wait to use this one. I'll probably make a little shawl with this yarn. That concludes this episode. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. And remember, no yarn is off limits when crocheting. Have a great day.